very warm welcome everyone, my name is Nick, we're on the ZX Spectrum 48K and we're going to be looking at Moonwalker, published by US Gold in 1989. It's a game that also came out on the Amstrad CPC and the Commodore 64, as Michael Jackson does a crazy spin, and it's based loosely on the film of the same name from 1988. Now, in this game, you control Michael Jackson in a sort of like top-down affair. We'll edit in the loading because that'll take a while. Who's bad? Yes, in this you walk around a maze and must collect 7 parts of a rabbit costume to evade capture from autograph hunters, I believe. Now it's over 4 stages. I'm not sure if we'll get through all 4 stages, but we'll at least see how it plays. Who's bad? Hopefully not this game. But there are long loading times. We can change the world tomorrow, singing songs of yesterday, but if you don't like what I'm saying, then won't you slap my arm? Right, here we go. This music could get quite bad quite quickly. Oh, I just did a pun there without realising, so we might turn it off. Now, what's going on with this? I wasn't well, it is top down. Other versions of games called Moonwalker, it's a 2D horizontal scroller. They've gone for top down stuff here. Is that Michael Jackson? It could be anyone. There's no button that I'm aware of that will get him to dance. So, we walk round. Now, you see the graphic on the right there is Michael Jackson on his tippy toes. When we collect bits of the rabbit costume, that will superimpose on his body. So if we get a rabbit head, his head will turn into a rabbit and so forth. And we have to collect 7 parts. Once we've done that, without getting attacked by anyone, then we'll go on to the next stage. Now, you will get chased by people every now and again, people from the film, if you try and recognise them. By pressing fire button, we can go into a run and try and outrun them. Exciting, isn't it? We've turned the music off, you might have noticed. So here's the first autograph hunter. Don't know who he is from the film. Been a while since I've seen it. But I am a Michael Jackson fan. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of this game. Looks like it's going to get a bit boring. Colours are monochrome with the occasional coloured building there. So, yeah, I suppose it's monochrome plus. Who's that person? He's on a bike. It's one of the Biff brothers. Right, running would probably be a good idea here. But let's see if I can outwalk him, which I can't. And I've been run over. And you go straight to the start again. Now, important thing I should mention. On the bottom left, you probably notice some sort of radar dish thing. All the moving dots are people that can kill you. All the stationary dots are bits of the rabbit costume, and the bigger dot is actually Michael. Hee hee. Here we go. He's a smooth criminal. He's a top dancer, and yes, he was absolutely huge at this point. Probably the hugest he's been in his career. Moonwalker and the Bad album. Okay. He's only gone a bit weird by this stage. Well, it's degrees, isn't it, really? So I've got one bit of the costume, I think it was keys, wasn't it? Where are we going? Right, there's a dot over there. It's hard to see if it's moving or not sometimes. Scrolling is, well, adequate. It's a little bit jerky, isn't it? Oh, we've gone into this area, so it's gone a bit blue. Nice shadowing there, but this game is not very good. It's not very good. From a Moonwalker Michael Jackson license, could have been a lot better. What they've created is a dull exploration game where you must find bits. Would it have been better as a flip screen? Probably not. Scrolling works well. It's definitely something missing here. I mean, I've turned the music off because it was getting a little bit annoying. Although I like all Michael Jackson's tunes, that chiptune rendition was starting to grate on my brain. Who's bad? Well, that's quite ironic, really, because the whole time it plays Who's Bad, and this game certainly is. It's not great. We won't be doing all the stages. Is that a bit of the costume? No. It is. Right, I don't know what changed there. Yeah, but the idea of these, they're never walkthroughs. It's just to see, would you have played this again as a kid after your first few goes? I think the answer is probably no. Would have played this as a few one-offs. If you had it on free as a covered tape, you wouldn't have been too disappointed with it. But if you bought it full price, I think it'd get old quite quickly. There's a bit of the costume around there, I think. Right, how do we get round there? So it's all about working out on the maze, how do you get to certain areas? Well, the enemy aren't really that plentiful. Maybe they get more as the stages progress. Right, another person on a bike. Yeah, bit of fire button and we can outrun them quite easily. Where's the addictiveness on this to keep going back? Well, that's something. Right, so you saw a glove there he put on. Well, slowly getting dressed up as a big rabbit. Now, if you haven't seen the Moonwalker film, Michael Jackson does get dressed up as a rabbit and then does a lot of dancing. He takes the costume off and then the rabbit springs to life and he dances with the rabbit. Yeah, and then he goes on a drug bust or something and Smooth Criminal. Right, we got the head. There we go. So we're slowly getting there in a sort of boring, meandering way. Are you still with me? If you are, comment below. But I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, huge in fact, but I'm not a fan of this game. There is Moonwalker for me to try on the Sega Genesis Mega Drive, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, maybe I should try that. I think that's going to be leaps and bounds ahead of this one. I used to play Moonwalker, the arcade game, in the arcades, funnily enough, and you could have 3 players on that. 3 Michael Jacksons walking around the screen, one in white in his Smooth Criminal gear, one in red, and I think the other one was in black. When you hit the button, the smart bomb button, he would do a dance and everything on the screen would blow up. And that was fantastic fun. It was like an isometric 3D game. Awesome. I don't think the Mega Drive game is quite like that, but I think the only way you can play that version, I think, is probably through MAME, if you can still find the ROMs. But yeah. Good stuff. Now that's nothing like this game at all. It's Yawnorama, isn't it, this one? I'm trying to make it sound interesting, but it isn't. We're just exploring this maze, hopefully finding bits of this rabbit costume, and this could be instant death, I think. No, we can outbox him with a bit of running. The enemy doesn't move that fast. Let's try and outwalk him. He's latched on. Smooth Criminal. As he walked into the outway, she could see it was a Sunday. Was that the words? Yeah. As she ran onto the table, he could see she was unable. And he, oh no, Doom. Not Doom the game. That's awful, right? Well, Doom the game's good. There is a version of Doom on the Spectrum, funnily enough, that wasn't released. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. It's quite remarkable what they managed to do there. That was actually genius at work. This... There's some great shading on bits of the maze. That's the only good thing I can say about it, really. It's laid out sort of okay. Your time's ticking down, so I've got 5 minutes 30 to solve this left. Yes. I don't know why I'd want to solve it. If you've got this game and don't know how to turn the music off, press the letter M. I'm not sure if it plays any other tunes apart from Bad. It might go into some other ones on other stages. I bet it does. But I think the other stages aren't going to be a great deal different from this, and it's unlikely that we're going to see them. Well, there's a bit of the costume there. It's unlikely we're going to see them on this review. Would I go back to this now? No. That's it. Now, if you had this game back in the day and you really enjoyed it, let me know. What are the other stages like? Are they worth progressing to, or is it worth just quitting now? We'll try and give this a fair crack of the whip. Another bit of the costume got. Don't know what that was. That boots, was it? So it's starting to look a bit rabbit-fied now. The head is clashing with the border ever so slightly. Look, great detail on that roof work. If that was in Commando or Mercs or something, I'd be raving about it. It's a highlight in what is a very turgid or lackluster game. I don't think Michael Jackson, would he approve this? Maybe he didn't know it existed. He always wanted stuff over the top and to wow people. He was a showman, a top entertainer. I don't think he would have liked this to be representative of his work. I'd be surprised if he knew what a ZX Spectrum was, to be honest with you. He probably signed a bit of paper for Moonwalker, lots of games. He might have seen the Sega version. He probably saw the arcade version. Did he see these 8-bit versions? I don't know. I don't know. Now, if this is any better on the Commodore 64 and the Amstrad CPC, let me know. I'm sure we'll come to the Commodore 64 version at some stage, but I fear, apart from maybe a bit of extra colour on the Commodore 64, it's going to be very similar. The music might be a little bit better with the SID chip over the Spectrum's beeper thing, but that's, yeah. I think the gameplay will be largely the same. Oh dear. It's bad. Right, I think we went over a grate there. This may be the longest, I don't know, I haven't checked. This may be the longest commentary review on the YouTube of this game, because people might have given up with it quite quickly. There's probably a walkthrough about that does the whole game without any commentary on it, but yeah. If you want to have, if you're having trouble getting to sleep, that's the words I'm trying to say, maybe watch that one, but if it exists. Please don't post links in the comment section because they automatically go to spam. It's not me that does it, it's the YouTube system. And then I get accused that, why have you deleted my comment? I haven't. I haven't deleted your comment. There we go. I ain't got time for that stuff. Right, we've picked up a blazer. Right, so we must have got almost all the suit now. What dots aren't moving? I think there's a dot on the far right, I think. I think there might be a dot there. Right, let's meander over to there. It's feels a bit Chinese, this town. I don't think there was no Chinatown in Moonwalker that I'm aware of. I don't think so. Right, here we go, walking very slowly. I don't think Michael would have walked this far, would he? He would have teleported or something crazy, or turned into a jet airplane, as he did in the film, I think, and flown there. I don't think he would have... Oh, here we go. Outrun you. And that's that evaded. That's exciting, wasn't it? Bit of jeopardy there. Fire button, outrun anyone. This stage would have worked if it hadn't been so big. If instead of 7 parts to collect, maybe there would have been 4 parts and then you get to the next stage. But, you know, you've got to capture people's imagination quickly, and this doesn't really do it. I'm only playing it this long because I want to do a review, essentially. If I was in my own leisure time, there's something. If I had my own leisure time, I would not be playing it any longer. Trust me. Right. Yeah, I don't think we can take too much more of this. Boom, I'm dead. Okay, we're going to leave it there. So I hope you liked having a look at that one. That was rather lackluster Moonwalker on the ZX Spectrum 48K, published by US Gold in 1989. Got any comments about this game, similar games, anything retro or related to the subject matter, or anything? Let's just open it up, then please put that below. You're always more than welcome. A huge thanks to all supporters of the channel, people that have subscribed. It really helps the channel grow. If you want to help a bit more, there's patreon.com/njenkin. Every bit really does help, and if you want to, if you are a patron, I will give a shout out for any projects you're doing or any websites you run and get that bit of word out that way. Until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.